Ever since he was punished, all Martin could do is sit on a siding and watch the other engines do their work. They barely talked to him, and when they did, it would often be an insult to put him down. Martin couldn't take it anymore. Although he didn't show it, he felt guilty for harassing Steve and was hoping he'd get a second chance. Soon enough, he did get his chance. One day, Andrew was having issues with his valve gear. His rods hadn't been inspected in a long time, and as a result, they became bent out of shape while he was working. He was embarrassed about it.
That's not your fault, Andrew. We should have given you a maintenance check sooner than we did. We'll soon have you back in working order. In the meantime, the twins shall look after your work.
But when Andrew was taken away to be repaired, the other engines soon became concerned about the situation.
But who's gonna look after our own work while Justin and I do Andrew's? Steve?
No, Steve's got his own work to sort out. I'm planning to bring Martin out.
Oh, for a temporary assistance before he leaves for good?
Yeah, for temporary assistance. Well, I must be off. Chop chop.
Huh. Mr. Jackson usually doesn't sound that sad. Do you think something's going on with him, Justin?
Beats me. He's probably just had something going on with his life outside the railroad. I don't think it's any of our business.
But Steve and Cora knew otherwise. They were there when Mr. Jackson was scolding Martin and had a feeling something about it was playing on his mind. Next morning, when he came to give the two engines their assignments, they spoke up.
Mr. Jackson, you sound troubled. We wanted to ask you what's wrong.
Cora, it's none of your business. I just have the feeling that...
Sir, speak up. It's about Martin, isn't it?
How did you know that?
We were there when you were scolding him. There's nothing else that we've seen you gone through recently, so that's our assumption.
You see, you two, I think my punishment on him was too severe. Sure, telling a lie to us wasn't good, but I think withdrawing him was taking it way too far. Now that I think you two know this, I need your input. Should I give him a second chance?
Yes, sir. I think you should.
You do?
I do. Your punishment was way too harsh. This isn't anything against you personally, but I don't mind that he lied to me at all. I feel guilty for being angry at him myself. I mean, I actually see where he was coming from. You gave me a second chance for doing something that was considerably worse, so give him a second chance too.
That's very honorable of you, Steve, to forgive him. I'm dead serious. And you know what? I will. I'll tell him that he's getting a second chance later when we need him. Martin! Martin, wake up!
Hello, sir. You're here to tell me something I don't want to hear, aren't you?
Actually, Martin, I have some good news for you.
Really? After I bullied Steve?
If it is what you're wondering, going to give you a second chance. I was wrong to consider withdrawing you just because of one lie. It was too extreme of a punishment, and plus, having you sit here for several weeks, I think has been enough punishment itself.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I promise I'll change after this.
We'll be needing you tomorrow morning for a train of general goods. Please be here at 0730. Got it?
Got it.
The next morning, Mr. Jackson was sitting in his office for breakfast when Frankie came in.
Excuse me, Terry, but there's a problem in the yard.
Good grief, what's going on?
Martin hasn't showed up at the goods station to pick up the train. We should see what's wrong.
What? He promised me that he would change his behavior, but it seems that he hasn't. I can't believe I felt sorry for him now.
They found Martin sitting in the same siding he had been in since yesterday.
Martin, I promised that I'd give you a second chance. You should have been taking the morning freight out by now. Explain yourself.
I can't move, sir. Honest this time. Every time I try to start up my engine, it coughs and goes out.
He tried one more time, but like he described, it shut down immediately.
We'll talk about cruel irony.
It's not funny.
Well, I'm glad you're telling the truth this time. We just have to figure out what's wrong with your engine. I'll call a mechanic.
When the mechanic arrived, he checked all over Martin's engine and soon found the problem.
His batteries have died out. When was the last time you replaced them?
I can't seem to remember.
4 years ago, I was just checking our record book.
Ugh, what is wrong with me? First I forget to give Andrew his inspection on his valve gear, and now this? Man, this has not been my week.
It's okay, sir. We all forget things every once in a while.
But I shouldn't be forgetting things like this. I'm the one that's running the railroad.
You'll have to get some new batteries for him before you can use him again.
Well, the train is due out. Our only option is to find another engine.
Well, there's me.
Yeah, but there's the hoppers you also have to take. You'll have to do both in one go. I'm sorry, Martin. Looks like you're gonna have to sit here for a little while longer. Longer than we anticipated, that is.
Martin's face fell, but he tried to cheer up.
Well, at least I know I'm gonna leave this spot eventually.
Actually, I have an alternative solution. You can act as a slug.
Hey, screw you!
No. I'm serious. A railroad slug, to be specific. Martin's traction motors are still powered, so he can help me out with the power, so that I won't struggle as much having both the hoppers and the general goods. To do this, we can have the MU cables hooked up to each other.
So Steve coupled up to Martin and they headed out. The ride went very smoothly, and when they got back, everyone was proud of what they accomplished together. At night, they soon decided to exchange their thoughts.
Wow, that was actually a splendid ride.
Of course! It was the least I could do. I didn't want you to sit there forever.
But why? Why didn't you?
Because you deserved a second chance. Remember how I was just looking at you when Mr. Jackson left 2 months ago?
Oh yes, and I just asked, what are you looking at? And you didn't respond.
I could see that. There's good in you. I was angry at you at first for lying to me. I'll admit it, but when I saw how stern and rude Mr. Jackson was on his proposed punishment, I was just shocked. I didn't say anything because I felt that if I had protested, things would only get worse. I'm so sorry I didn't say anything.
You have nothing to be sorry for. I'm the one who should be saying sorry for being so pompous and rude to you when you first came. And I was so angry because I was being used as a utility engine for so much work and wanted to rest, so I decided to make you do some of my work instead. And I had to tell a lie in order to do that.
Yeah, but I kinda deserved it.
No, you didn't. In fact, after seeing how friendly you've been to all of us, I'm not even sure if Mr. Jackson got the story right. What exactly did that Elko FA1 do to you? I think there's something more to it than just you going along with him.
Well, I should let you know, his name was Lewis. And you're right. I haven't told anyone this, but he forced me to join him on his stealing rampage.
Hey, what? How did he do that?
He had been my friend for a while before he started it. I wanted to be his friend, but I had a feeling there was something wrong with him from the start. When he started it, he wanted me to join him. And in my head, I thought it was wrong, and I tried to tell him this, but he threatened to break my frame if I didn't join him.
Oh my god, that's horrible!
And when we were eventually caught, he said he'd do the same thing if I told anyone this.
Oh my goodness gracious. This makes me feel even more guilty for lashing out at you when you arrived. Well, you're safe now, most assured. In fact, when was the last time you saw him?
Since we were caught, after that happened, it was decided that we wouldn't see each other again. I can't believe I thought of him as my friend.
Well, you know otherwise now. In fact, I want to share this with everyone else when they get back from their work, including Andrew. I'm still sorry I got so mad at you for what I thought you did.
No, you were just angry. Engines get angry sometimes.
There's a little more to it than that. Actually, not a little more, a lot more to it.
Yes?
You see, I haven't exactly been a goody two-shoes prior to arriving myself. When I was young, I wasn't able to adjust to pulling freight trains right away. Their teasing and mocking drove me insane, and eventually I started destroying some deliberately. This led to me getting punished too for vandalism, and realizing that it was illegal, I didn't want to see anyone doing the same thing. Hence, how I treated you.
I see. Cars can be mischievous.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. And unlike you, I had the choice to not do what I did. I'm a terrible engine.
No, you're not. You're better than what you think you are. Everybody's got flaws. Let's bury the hatchet and just be friends.
You're quite right about that, Steve. I am most guilty out of everyone here. I shouldn't have been so crude to Martin. He's fresh, hardworking, and even if he did lie to us, it doesn't make any logical sense to get rid of him. And I've got faults too. I sometimes forget things, like how I forgot Martin's batteries were dead, and giving the inspection to Andrew's running gear. I've decided that I need a break from running the railway for a while, so that I can relax, spend time with family and all of that. While I'm gone, Frankie will look after you guys. She's more than capable of doing it.
Thank you, Terry. I'm glad we're finally getting along, as it should have been.
Steve and Martin became good friends after that. They had found that they had more in common than it appeared and learned that, no matter what they go through, it's still best to move forward and let their lowest movements in life be only a memory.